Hello, I'm Pastor Keith Klippenstein. I'm standing in City Cemetery, which is just east of North Battleford on Highway 40. It is probably the most beautiful April day that I've ever remembered. It's April 30th, 2020. The reason we're here is we just had the funeral for Ethel Stoddy from our church family, and so we gathered just her immediate family around her grave and had her service. Normally we'd be in a church. I'd like to share with you a few things about Ethel's life. Ethel was born in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, and came to Christ as a young person and felt called to ministry. She went to Bible school, and God continued that call. There was a few steps prior to her heading to the mission field. She needed to care for her grandmother. Prior to that, Ethel lost her mother when she was 14 months old, and numerous other hurdles in life developed, I would say, a faithfulness and a perseverance in Ethel. Well, she went to the mission field. She wound up in Nigeria in 1949 to serve as a single female missionary. What she didn't know is that there was another missionary, a young man named Wilfred, also born and raised in Saskatchewan, and God brought them together. They got married, and together they served 24 years in Nigeria. In the mid-70s, I think 1972, they returned back to North Battleford and made the Battlefords their home, which is where they finished raising their 4 children. During their time in the Battlefords, they were faithful servants and members of Trinity Baptist Church and represented Christ in so many ways in the Battlefords. Well, it was at the age of 96 that God chose to take Ethel home. And as I was walking around the graves here today, I saw one engravement on a grave that says, "Well, this is it." And from an earthly, physical perspective, you could say, yes, this is it. This is the end of our earthly body. But we know that this is not the end, just like we talked about on Easter Sunday. To be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord, and that is gain. So we rejoice today with Ethel. Ethel, earlier in her life, of course, as I mentioned, gave her heart to Jesus, and she understood the importance of a song like the Old Rugged Cross. Let me just read a few stanzas, and then Pastor Jonah will be singing it for us. On a hill far away stood an old rugged cross, the emblem of suffering and shame. And I love that old cross where the dearest and best for a world of lost sinners was slain. Oh, that old rugged cross, so despised by the world, has a wondrous attraction for me. For the dear Lamb of God left his glory above to bear it to dark Calvary. And as we've been studying the book of Acts, we know that the Apostle Paul loved the cross of Christ. That's what changed his life, the love of Jesus, and the cross and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And he proclaimed that all over Asia Minor and into Europe. To the old rugged cross I will ever be true, its shame and reproach gladly bear. Then he'll call me someday to my home far away, where his glory forever I'll share. Well, the Apostle Paul in Acts 28 finally makes it to Rome. He's been waiting a few years now, and he knew that that's where God was calling him, and it ended up being his final destination on earth. I'd like you to listen and watch Pastor Jonah as he sings that song now, and I'll be back in a moment to close.
And I love that old cross till my trophies at last I lay bare. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. To the old rugged cross I will ever be true. Its shame and reproach gladly bear. Then he'll call me someday to my home far away, where his glory forever I'll share. So I'll cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. Yes, I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown.
Well, thank you, Pastor Jonah. I'd like to read you a poem that Ethel held dear and shared it with her family. And this is how it goes. Have you taken it to Jesus? Have you taken it to Jesus? Have you left your burden there? Does he tenderly support you? Have you rolled on him your care? Oh, the sweet, unfailing refuge of the everlasting arms, in their loving clasp enfolded, nothing worries or alarms. Have you taken it to Jesus? Just the thing that's presenting now. Are you trusting him completely with the when and where and how? Oh, the joy of full surrender of your life, our plans, or all, proving far above our asking that God answers when we call. Have you taken it to Jesus? 'Tis the only place to go if you want the burden lifted and a solace for your woe. Oh, the blessedness to nestle like a child upon his breast, finding ever as he promised, perfect comfort, peace, and rest. Well, that's what we need to do, folks, is take our cares to Jesus. This Sunday, we would invite you back to our church online at 10:30 a.m. on Facebook Live and YouTube. Our subject this Sunday is You Have Reached Your Final Destination. We're talking about the life of Paul and the impact that he's had in that whole Asia Minor and Europe. Hope to see you there. God bless you.